This is the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson. China's securities regulator recently granted investment licenses to 8 overseas institutional investors. And essentially, what this does is allow these investors to buy Chinese stocks and bonds. And this is interesting to me because it gives an opportunity to the institutional investors that many people don't have, and quite frankly, many people don't know about. It also highlights the need to do a substantial amount of investigation into what the local federal laws are in foreign countries before you jump into something as far as a investor that is looking for a return on a planned business project before the business in question has even gotten permission to do anything in a foreign country. It's good to know exactly what the obstacles are for the particular business before you even give them any money. Mainly because they may not be able to do what they want, even though they are well-meaning and have the intention of working on a project. There may be some obstacle that even they do not know about yet because they have failed to do the research. That's why it's important for you as a foreign direct investor or an investor in an American business looking to do a particular project overseas to know the facts first. And if you, in fact, had any type of dealings with UBS or Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, Deutsche Bank, as an investor, and any of this investment money was tied somehow to a particular project or a particular series of projects that were closely linked to the Chinese stock and bond markets, then you're okay, because those are just a few of the companies that were granted the investment licenses by China recently. But once again, this is a handful of companies, large corporations that, quite frankly, know what they're doing, but there are many chances out there to jump at an opportunity that is put in front of you before the company dangling the opportunity can promise that they can deliver or have permission to deliver on a particular project. And that is the main political risk, a lack of knowledge about the local federal rules and local rules in a foreign country. Now, China, for example, pretty much closes off their financial markets, and they shut them off to investors from abroad. And the currency in China is not fully convertible. So these are other issues that you have to have some understanding of before you start jumping into something. But China also is starting to, I wouldn't say they're loosening up these restrictions. They're not. What they're doing is stepping up efforts to expand this opportunity or these opportunities for foreign investors as part of a broader reform of financial markets. And so far, they've raised about $50 billion to $80 billion, according to some reports, just off the licenses alone. And up to this point, they've only given out about 181 of these licenses. And if you take 149 of them out of the 181, you're going to have roughly $28 billion. So this is a great opportunity for these companies. And it's also a great opportunity for China. China has the incentive, but if you look at the list of companies involved, these are major financial players, major banks. If you're looking to jump into a project with a exporter or a vendor here, no matter how large it may be, and they tell you that we are going to be working on a project in China or Turkey or some other country, and they cannot produce to you documents that show they've been granted a license and the proper permission to engage in business in that country, then you need to find out what the obstacles are and also demand they get permission and show you their documentation before you put any money into them. This is not a knock on any company. This is a warning that you need to know as a foreign direct investor or a person just giving a company money for a particular foreign project. You need to know before you do that, because there are many political risks out there that need to be analyzed and determined before you start jumping into projects in foreign countries, whether you're the investor on the outside or you're actually that business. It's a very tricky business. Political risk analysis is something that needs to be done, and then you need to look at the overall risk and determine whether or not there is a need, or if there is a need, how much credit insurance is necessary. This has been the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson.